Have you ever been in a relationship and felt like you're following a script you didn't even know existed? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that script. It's called attachment theory, and it's kind of like the invisible map that guides how we connect with people. So, let's get into it.
Okay, let's get real for a minute. We've all seen it, right? You're dating someone, things are going great, and then bam, they pull away. Or maybe you're the one who feels a wave of panic when a text goes unanswered for an hour. It feels so personal, so confusing. But what if I told you it's not random at all? There's actually a predictable pattern behind all of this.
And the answer to all that chaos, it lies in this one powerful concept, your internal working model. Now I know, that sounds super technical and, a little dry. But trust me, this one idea is the key that unlocks everything we're going to talk about.
So yeah, think of it like a blueprint. Every single one of us has one. But to really get it, we need to ask two things. What exactly is this blueprint, and where on earth did it come from? All right, so this idea comes from a psychologist named John Bowlby. He realized that as infants, our brains are like little recording devices. Every hug, every time someone soothed us, every time we were left alone, it all got recorded and formed this deep, unconscious set of rules about what relationships are supposed to be like. This becomes our default setting for love and trust as adults.
Now, this internal blueprint, it isn't one size fits all. Not at all. Researchers have found that most of us fall into one of four main attachment styles. And as we walk through them, just see if any of them sound a little familiar.
First up, we've got secure attachment. You can think of this as the consistent partner. These are the folks who just seem to have a healthy balance, They're totally cool with getting close and being vulnerable, but they're also fine with their own independence. They can rely on their partner, and just as important, their partner can rely on them. Next, we have what's called the anxious style. We're calling this one the over-texter. This person wants deep intimacy, like they crave it, but there's always this little voice in the back of their head worried that their partner doesn't feel the same. And that fear creates this constant need for validation, for reassurance that everything's okay. And then, on the other side of the coin, you've got the dismissive-avoidant style, or as we know them, the ghoster. For someone with this style, getting too close feels threatening, like they're losing themselves. So when things get too emotional or too serious, their defense mechanism kicks in, and they pull away to protect that sense of independence. And finally, there's the fearful-avoidant style, the push-pull partner. Now, this one's the most complex. It's this painful paradox of desperately wanting love, but also being deeply afraid of it. It's a constant come here, no wait, go away dynamic that makes it incredibly hard to trust that anyone can love them without hurting them. So when you see it all laid out like this, it starts to make a lot of sense, right? You can see the core belief that's running the show. The secure person believes, I'm worthy. The anxious person needs proof. The avoidant is protecting their freedom at all costs. And the fearful person is trapped between that want and that fear. It's pretty clear how those beliefs create those dating patterns we all know. So, where did this all start? How did scientists even figure out that these patterns began so incredibly early in our lives? Well, it all goes back to a really clever and now famous experiment. And that's really the key takeaway here. This isn't just some personality quirk you pick up in your 20s. The reason someone might ghost you today, well, the foundation for that was probably laid before they could even talk. The study was called The Strange Situation, developed by a researcher named Mary Ainsworth. The setup was actually pretty simple. You've got a caregiver and their baby playing in a room. Then a stranger comes in. A few moments later, the caregiver leaves the baby with the stranger, and then they come back. Each step was designed to create just a little bit of manageable stress, to see how that bond really worked under pressure.
And here's the most brilliant part. The real data wasn't about whether the baby cried when the parent left. Most babies cry. The crucial clue was what happened when the parent returned. Did the child go to them for comfort and calm down pretty easily? That was a sign of a secure bond. Did they cling but were still really upset and hard to soothe? That pointed to an anxious bond. Or did they just kind of ignore the parent, almost punishing them? Well, that was a huge clue for an avoidant bond. So hearing all this, it can feel a little intense, right? Like our entire relationship fate was sealed in our first year of life. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question of all. Really, if you recognize yourself in one of those insecure styles, are you just doomed to repeat these same patterns for the rest of your life?
And the answer, thankfully, is a clear, confident, and resounding no. Your attachment style is not a life sentence. It's just a starting point. Psychologists have this wonderful term for it, earned security. It's this whole journey of moving from that insecure blueprint toward a secure one. It's not magic, it's work. It happens when you become more self-aware, when you understand your own triggers, maybe through therapy, or, and this is a huge one, by being in a healthy, stable relationship that actively rewrites those old rules. You can literally write a new script for yourself.
So why does any of this really matter today? Well, because once you have this knowledge, you have power. When you understand your own attachment style, you can finally see the method to the madness. You can learn to say what you need instead of just reacting. You can finally get why a simple thing like a late text can send you spiraling. It's the first real step to building relationships that don't just survive, but actually thrive.
And that's really what it all boils down to. Your past, yeah, it might have written the first few scenes of your relationship script, but right now, you're the one holding the pen. Understanding your story is how you start writing a new one. The only question left is, what comes next?